Hi there folks, this is Pete Kazianji, and I wanted to record a quick demo video for you of this really awesome new feature that we just shipped. The ability to have multiple campaigns, multiple drip campaigns within your TalentBin instance and use them to engage on an automated ongoing basis with candidates. So previously you may remember that we added the ability to add candidates to what we called the automated follow-up campaign that had a set number of follow-up outreach. So after you sent that initial message to a candidate, like this gentleman right here, Segi here, who we added to an automated follow-up campaign a few months ago, it would drip out that information, those messages over time without your involvement as a recruiter. And so what that would look like is something like this, where here's the first message that got sent to Segi. Of course, all the hyperlinks are instrumented, all the open and click tracking is there, and then automatically there were follow-ups that were sent until Segi either responded or we ran out of messages in the drip campaign. So the new feature that I wanted to show you was that we've now added the ability to have multiple campaigns and distinct campaigns. So for instance, we have my automated follow-up campaign right here, but we also have 3 other campaigns that I've created, one of which is for a front-end engineering role, another of which is for a back-end engineering role, another of which is just a generic campaign. And each of these campaigns can have as many different distinct templates that are in it as you want. So for instance, in this front-end back-end campaign right here, there are a number of templates that we've utilized here that are also present in our generic campaign here. They're shared templates, and then there's an individual back-end developer template here. So for instance, this one right here is specific to some of the back-end technologies that we use here at TalentBin. So if I wanted to recruit a back-end developer, that would be my first outreach right there, and it would fire immediately. And then 3 days later, a template here on engineering leadership here, and how what we do at TalentBin is so compelling from an engineering scale standpoint would go out. And then the third template here is all about the multiple awards that we've won over the last 3 years here to demonstrate that what it is that our engineering team is working on is very legit, and that it's something that the market recognizes and rewards, and something that our engineering team can be proud of. And I have other templates in here as well, like a topic about how our sales team is so high impact and is a good steward and representative of the engineering product out in the market, that our customer success team is great. We even talk about how we have great Glassdoor reviews, and then actually we point in the template directly to those Glassdoor reviews. And again, remember, every single one of these emails that gets sent out has open and click tracking enabled in it, such that as these drip out over time to candidates that you put into these campaigns, their opens, their clicks, etc., will be registering in your TalentBin and be registering in your dashboard. So if you look at these 3 different templates that are 3 different campaigns, I have a back end one, I have a front end one where it's pretty much the same as the back end one, and it reuses a lot of the existing content, like our template about how at TalentBin you can have a startup experience at a big company like Monster, where you have safety and permanence, but at the same time high innovation and high executional tempo. But the first message here has been modified with a different template to speak specifically to a lot of the cool front end products that are features that the team has shipped here. And so the reason why this matters is if I'm what I can do is I can create individual campaigns that I can use for my different pipelines. So say for instance this Michael Grosser character right here, if he looked like he was somebody that was interesting to me, I could add him directly to a back-end dev campaign right here. And what that would do, and actually I'm gonna go ahead and cancel out of this, what that would do is I would automatically enter him into that that back-end dev campaign here, and he would start getting these messages, one the first day, one 3 days later, one 5 days after that, so on and so forth, without any involvement by the recruiter. And of course, if Michael responds back, he would drop it. He would go from an attempting to contact state to a in discussion state, and poof, the recruiter has a hot lead right in their inbox based on all of this wonderful content that has been dripping out to that individual over time, none of which took incremental action by the individual recruiter. So as an example of this, I can go to, I believe, the front end. Here we are. Our front end campaign right here, and you can see that actually one of our front end developers, Taylor, he worked on some of our cool features. I put him in this campaign just as a joke with him. You can see that I added him to the front end campaign 55 minutes ago. He's in an attempting to contact state right now because I sent him that the system automatically sent him that email, right? And so over time, the incremental templates here, the incremental messages, will drip out to Taylor on an ongoing basis, where he will be able to open them, he'll be able to click on them, et cetera, et cetera. Let's see actually if I have activity here. Right, you can see that a variety of folks, these are lots of folks on my team, but they've already been opening and clicking on my activity, or those drip campaigns, and so all that information is going to populate here within my dashboard. And so the reason why this is impactful is for the same reason why automated follow-up is impactful. We did a case study recently that found that 80% of the responses from campaigns came after the first message. So out of a sample of 50 candidates, that we put into an automated follow-up campaign that was the generic automated follow-up campaign that we shipped a month and a half ago, ultimately 34 candidates ended up replying to us. And if you looked at those 34 replies, the grand majority, actually 28 out of 34, came on message 2, 3, and 4. So if you're not using follow-up campaigns and drip marketing, you're missing out on 80% plus, and you can imagine if there hadn't been 4 messages, but instead had been like 10, all of which had good content, you're missing out on 80-90% of the responsiveness that you could be getting out of candidates. And so that's the goal of the multiple drip marketing campaigns feature here, is such that you can have different customized ones. You could have one for iOS development, or Android development, or graphic design, or Illustrator, or a database administrator, or DevOps, or what have you. Many of these things could have could share some of the root templates and have mild modification between them, but at the same time provide a very compelling candidate experience to these individuals that demonstrate persistence on the part of the recruiter and drives that responsiveness, right? Drives those individuals down your hiring funnel, all without any incremental work on the part of the recruiter. So this is multiple drip marketing campaigns. We just shipped it, and we hope you love it, and we're looking forward to your feedback.